Hello everyone, this is Michael from Blue Sky Bio. We have recently released an update to biobigbox.com with a new design and some new features and functionality, and in today's video I'm going to introduce that to you. If you're not yet familiar with biobigbox.com, you should definitely go ahead and check it out. BioBigBox is a HIPAA compliant system to send, store, and share digital data. Like most of our Blue Sky Bio digital products, it is freemium based, which means you could get started and start using the system at no charge. And if you want more storage or more advanced features and functionality, then down the road you're able to upgrade. BioBigBox is a fantastic platform where you could store any digital data, whether it's a CT scan, an STL, an OBJ, a Blue Sky plan file. Any digital data could be stored in BioBigBox. And what's fantastic about it is that you could share the data with the click of a button. And of course, all the data is accessible from anywhere. And if you're using any other of our digital platforms, such as LabPronto, Blue Sky Monitoring for remote aligner monitoring, all your data is essentially stored in your BioBigBox account. But as I mentioned earlier, you're able to as well upload any data. We have a sync app where you could use the upload functionality, which we'll talk about in just a second, and you could upload, store, share, make notes regarding the patient, the status, send messages back and forth. All of that could be done in BioBigBox, and we'll go through a lot of that functionality now. So if you go to biobigbox.com, you'll see a page that looks like this with a nice image in the background. You have the ability to send files directly from the homepage with your email and who you want to share it with, put a message, and just share the files that way. Do recommend signing in, because if you send files without signing in, then you're going to get a confirmation email to make sure you are who you say you are with your email. If you sign in, then you won't need to confirm the transfer. So just go ahead and click on sign in. If you don't yet have an account, just choose register, create an account very quickly and simply, or use your Google account or your Apple account. And again, what's fantastic about all of our Blue Sky Bio digital products is once you have a sign-in and registration with one of them, you're able to access all of them. So if you already have a LabPronto or Blue Sky Meet or Blue Sky Monitoring account, then you could just go ahead and sign in with the same details. So I'm going to click sign in instead, and I'm just going to go ahead and sign in. Okay, so I've entered my email address, going to click next. I've entered my password, and you could click remember me. If you don't remember your password, then just use the forgot your password link and you'll be able to reset your password. Go ahead and click on log in, and now we've logged in to BioBigBox. How do you upload data? Uploading data is super simple. First, you could just drag and drop whatever you want to upload directly into this box right here, and the upload will start. You also have a second way of uploading data, is you have option to upload files, which you go ahead and click. And then you could navigate to the location of the files on your computer. You could select one file or hold down the shift key to multi-select files, and then go ahead and click on open, and the upload will start automatically. So I'm going to click open. Now what's great is you have the option now, do you want to just upload the files to store them in your account, or do you want to share the files with somebody else? Sharing the files with somebody else essentially means you're sending them the files. They'll receive notification to their email. Even if they don't yet have a BioBigBox account, you could go ahead and share files with them. They'll get notification to their email, and they'll be able to access the files. So if you like to upload and share, click yes, I like to upload and share. And if you just want to store them in your account, click no, don't share, just upload. So I'm going to click yes, I like to upload and share. And now you could put in the email address of whoever you want to share the files with. If you want to enter multiple emails, you could go ahead and do that. Just put a comma and then type another email address, and it will be shared with multiple emails with multiple people. You could add any message you want to add. And then you could click yes, I like to upload and share. And again, the recipient will receive a notification that you've sent them the files, and they're able to download the files. Now, what's also great about the system is that you receive a notification that the files were downloaded. So if you want to make sure that the recipient received the files, don't worry, you'll get an email confirmation that the recipient downloaded the files when they do download the files. Now we have this checkbox to make this file public, and the reason that we have that is that we have an intelligent sharing system. Because BioBigBox is HIPAA compliant, we want to make sure that only the people that you share the files with are able to access the files. Even if they get the share link for the files, we want to make sure that that share link only works for the relevant people that you've entered their email. So as I mentioned, we have the intelligent share link built into the system. Now, however, if you want to kind of deactivate that and you just want anybody who has the link to be able to access the files, then go ahead and click make this file public. You have to be careful, of course, that you're making the relevant files public. But if you like to make them public, check the checkbox and then click yes, I would like to upload and share. Okay, we can now see the file upload happening here. We can see the status of each one of the files being transferred. And you also have the link that you could copy, the share link that you could copy. So yes, the recipient will be receiving notifications that you sent them the files. But if you want to copy the link and then shoot it to them in a message or put them into an email that you're writing or whatever, you could just click copy link. You don't even have to wait for the upload to be completed. Just click copy link. You have that link copied. You can now paste it into a message or into an email. Now, the way that I like uploading files the best is to establish a synced folder on each one of my computers, and whatever I put into that folder automatically gets uploaded. And I'll create a separate video on how to download the Sync app, which we have from right here. It's quite intuitive, but I'll create another video as well on how to download the Sync app and how to designate a particular folder on each computer, and that will sync directly to your account. And you could see, for example, the indication that this is a synced folder by seeing those double arrows. So I have a synced folder for each one of my computers. And again, I just save whatever data I want to put into my BioBigBox account. I just save it to that particular folder, and it syncs automatically to my BioBigBox account. So right now I'm within a particular folder. We could see the path of where I am. If you want to go back up one level, then just use the arrow key. You could also click on the path itself and it will take you to wherever you clicked. And of course, if you click the biobigbox.com logo, it will refresh the screen and bring you back to your file list. Now we have powerful sharing capabilities in BioBigBox. So you could share the files very easily, literally with a click. And you can also see how many people that you shared the files with actually downloaded the files. So I mentioned earlier on how to share when you're uploading files. But if you have files within your account and now you like to share them, then simply you could share the folder, for example, or an individual file works the same way. Just check the checkbox, go over to the share icon that we have here or on the row itself and click share. And then you have the ability to enter somebody's email address to share. You have that checkbox to make the files public. And you also have the share link. And the way the share link works is that, again, you could message it or send it to whoever you want to share the files with once you've entered their email address, or if you made it public, then it will work for everybody. And once they click on the link, the files will show up in their own BioBigBox account. Now, we also have a copy view link, and that is because we've added an online viewer to BioBigBox. You could see the button here that's now faded out because we have the active dialog window open, but I'll show it to you in just a minute, where essentially you could share your cases, whether it's an STL, whether it's STL files, or whether it's an OrthoAligner case. You could share your cases via the viewer. And if you send somebody the view link, then the case will open it directly for them when they click on that link. So that's regarding viewing. Now let's take a look at the online viewer. So you could see the button for the viewer here. It's currently deactivated. When does the button become activated? It becomes activated when you select a folder or multiple files that have 3D files in them, such as STL or OBJ files. So for example, I could select this folder by clicking the checkbox. Now we have the button for Launch Online Viewer active, and if I go ahead and click on that, then we have a new window that opens, and we can now use the online viewer. We have a separate tutorial video on the features and functionality of the viewer, although it's quite intuitive. And again, if you share the view link, then when somebody clicks on the view link, then the case will open automatically in the viewer. So the viewer option is active, again, if you have those 3D files in the folder or if you select relevant to 3D files. But what's great is we've also built the viewer to support OrthoAligner cases, so you can open them in the viewer as well. So if you, again, click the relevant folder and then click Launch Online Viewer, then your aligner case will open in the viewer. You could click the play button to watch the teeth move throughout the treatment. We also have the option of the different views, which are accessible from the top left widget. So now that we've seen the online viewer, if we go back to our share functionality, it will be clearer to us. And again, we have that copy view link. So if you send this link to somebody, either somebody that you've entered the email address here, or if you've made the files public and you send the view link to somebody, when they click on the view link, it will open the relevant files in the viewer. So if you're planning aligner cases or a surgical guide case or whatever, and you want to get approval or discuss the case with somebody else, you could share files and or share the view link. So if you're using LabPronto to outsource your lab work, or if you're using Blue Sky Monitoring to monitor your aligner cases, any of the data that goes through those systems will show up here as well. So the data that you send to LabPronto or get back the completed cases will show up in your BioBigBox account. The monitoring scans that come in from the patient will show up in your BioBigBox account. So all your data is going to be organized directly in your BioBigBox account. And we have the drop downs that you could use as well in order to access and get to the relevant information quickly and easily. So we have it organized by treatment, by patient, data that was shared with you by somebody else, data that was shared by you to somebody else, recent, starred, by date. So you have all these filtering options that you're able to use, and just click them again to deactivate them. And that will filter your data accordingly so you can find the relevant data quickly and easily. In addition, we have the options to go to starred or your recent, and you could star a folder or file just by clicking on the star to make it easily accessible. You could click directly on starred and directly on recent, or you could use the drop down to get to relevant files or folders and then select the relevant starred or relevant recent file or folder. Downloading data from your BioBigBox account is super simple. Simply check the checkbox of the relevant files or folder and then just click the download button that you have here, or on the relevant row you have the download button, and the relevant data will be downloaded to your computer. If you are sending someone files, or if someone is sharing files with you, then directly in the email notification, there will be a download button to download the files simply by clicking on the button. If you are downloading multiple files or a folder or multiple folders, then BioBigBox will automatically zip the data into a zipped folder and download it to your computer. In addition, another way to upload data is by clicking Upload Folder. The difference between Upload Folder and Upload Files is Upload Files is going to give you the option of just selecting relevant files. You could select one or multiple. If you click Upload Folder, then you'll be selecting the folder, and anything in the folder will automatically be uploaded and will show up as a relevant folder. In addition, you could create your own folder by clicking the plus folder button, entering a name, and then once you're within the relevant folder, and as we could see now, if I click on test folder, I'm now inside of it, and the path is all the files. Now I'm in test folder. If I go ahead and upload any data at this point of time, it will show up within my test folder. This is just a very easy way of manually organizing data. In addition, if I have a folder and I want to change the name, just select the relevant row and then click rename, and you'll be able to change the name. The columns that we have visible on the screen gives you easy and quick access to a lot of relevant information regarding the particular data. So of course, if you shared the files with somebody, you can now look in the downloads column and you can see how many times it was downloaded. So for example, our new beta release I've shared with many people. I could see it was downloaded 82 times. If I go on the shared with and click on the plus, it will show who it is shared with, and again, you'll be able to share with additional people. We also have the status, which you're able to just choose regarding the relevant data. So if you're working on a case and you want to choose relevant status, you could do so. Also, the status is automatically updated if it's LabPronto data. Just to confirm and explain, when you're using LabPronto, you're not going to be prompted to go into BioBigBox to interact and use LabPronto to upload data or download data. All of that is through the interface on LabPronto. But essentially what's storing and sending information in the background is BioBigBox. So you could use the entire LabPronto system without ever going into your BioBigBox account. But of course, all your data is stored in your BioBigBox account, so the data is there as well. The last update column will show us the last time the relevant data was updated or shared, or you got a new message regarding that. So we've also built a powerful messaging system into BioBigBox. I discussed and showed earlier that when you're uploading the data, you could add a message to the data, but you could also have a conversation or discuss the relevant data with whoever you're sharing it with. So if you go in the messages column, then you could see this folder has 0 messages, this folder has 1 message. If you click on the number, whether it's 0, 1, 2, whatever, if you go in and click on the number, then it opens up the messaging dialog, and you're able to see relevant messages and discussions. You're able to add additional messages. You're able to attach additional files. You could add in images to the discussion as well. And of course, you could print or you could download the messages regarding the relevant data. So you can message on the folder level, you can message on the file level, whatever you have selected when you go ahead and click on messages. Now, what's great about BioBigBox as well is that those share links do not expire. There are other systems where you could share data, but the links expire after a certain amount of time, and then if somebody didn't download in time, they have to ask again to send the files, to send the links, whatever. The share links with BioBigBox don't expire, and the data remains in your account. Now, we've built in a powerful search box into BioBigBox. So you could use the search functionality, but what's great about it is it searches everything. It searches the file, the folder name. It searches the email addresses of the people you're sharing it with. It searches the patient name if you've entered the patient name. It searches any text or messages. So it searches across everything. So we'll show the search results for data from any of the fields. So go ahead and get started with BioBigBox. You get started free. Play with the features and functionality. Start using it. Get comfortable with it. If in the future you want to add additional storage or features and functionality, then you could go ahead and upgrade. We do have the ability for a lab or a clinician to build their own customized upload page. You could then share the link with the relevant people. They could upload their data directly to your customized and branded upload page, and it will show up in your BioBigBox account. That's a topic for an additional video, but for the enterprise accounts, we do have upload settings where you could go ahead and customize your upload page with your own branding and your own text and everything else. And then, as I mentioned, other dentists or users or customers will be able to upload data directly to your branded upload page, and it will show up directly in your BioBigBox account.